Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Oscar De La Hoya is doing a lot of talking, a whole lot of talking. 2023, he's going to be the year of Golden Boy. He's back. It's the Golden Boy Renaissance era, right? Matter of fact, make sure you like and subscribe. Consider donating to the channel. Now look, Jaime Munguia and De La Hoya. Now we know Munguia, right? Let's just try to get an understanding on this guy Munguia, right? So let me show y'all something real quick, okay? This is Munguia. The man is 41-0, 33 KOs. That's a pretty big deal. 80% KO ratio. Now, when you look at that, just those numbers alone say, man, this guy must be a monster. You know what I mean? And we got to give him credit. When you knock out 33 people, that means you're doing something right, even if they're a tomato can. But it is what it is. But when you come down and you look at Jaime Munguia, and just from his debut, right? And you try to understand the record of his opponents, then at some point you gotta start taking a look at this and saying to yourself, what the hell is going on here? All right, so he made his debut. Then he got the first guy he fought. You get it. No wins, 4 losses. Second guy, 1 win, 1 loss. Okay. Then you come on up. You got 6 wins, 20 losses. 1 win, 3 losses. 1 win, 3 losses. 3 wins, 9 losses. Okay. So you get the picture, right? He's in Mexico doing all this fighting. Okay. 3 wins, 9 losses. The guy he fights again, 3 wins, 1 loss. Then he gets a guy, 6 wins, 0 losses. He knocks him out, right? He's knocking out all these guys. 3-10, 6-4, 5-2, 16-5, look, 12-7, 19-6. Now, there's a lot of fights, man. But look at the records of everyone who he's fighting. 8-24. How many fights? I mean, my man is in over 20 fights now. This is what he's still doing. And again, look, he's fighting in Mexico. No problem. Fights an opponent, 31-8, 17-21. Now, y'all get the picture, right? 31-11. Now this is the thing. Let me slide this over a little bit now. See? Now we start to understand the names, okay? Because before Saddam Ali, a lot of people really didn't know who Jaime Munguia was. Let's just be real. It's very unfortunate for Saddam Ali because De La Hoya did Saddam Ali. He did him wrong. Set him up, put him on the Mexican chopping block, and had Munguia clip him, pick up a belt, and they haven't turned back. And for Saddam Ali, that was pretty much the end of him because Saddam Ali should have really been at 147, not at 154. So, he went up and clipped Cotto at 154. It is what it is. If you ask me, that may have all been arranged too. But at the end of the day, Saddam Ali, he got a belt, but Munguia, De La Hoya set him up, clipped him. Saddam Ali just faded away into oblivion. But after Saddam Ali, we'll start looking now. He fought Liam Smith, okay? Respectable record. Remember, Liam Smith just went out here and fought Eubank Jr. Now, when you look at how Liam Smith performed against Jaime Munguia, makes you wonder Liam Smith's performance against Eubank Jr. That's all I'm saying. But then after that, he fights a Brandon Cook, Takeshi Inoue, which was a tough fight, but he got through. Dennis Hogan, which I thought was going to do a little bit better. Munguia showed that he was, the better fighter, but there was a lot of back and forth in that fight. Patrick Alati, Gary O'Sullivan, some people felt like O'Sullivan didn't stand a chance, which he showed that, he really didn't stand too much of a chance because he ended up getting stopped, but O'Sullivan was just very tough. Then he came and he fought some more fights here against guys where people are just like, all right, at this point, Munguia should have went after a title, went after a champion. Like, he's had opportunities, but De La Hoya didn't want to push him out there. Fought Rosado, coming off of beating the Beck bully or the bully Beck or whatever that guy's name is. Thought Rosado would have done a little bit better, but he was just trying to wait for the big right hand. He never got it off. Then you look at these last couple of names, you kind of don't know who the hell Munguia is fighting. Now he's with Eric Morales, right? So Eric Morales has done you've seen some improvements with him. You know, Munguia is not just fighting with his face anymore. Like, he just doesn't come in there and takes a whole bunch of shots just to push through it. He is making an effort, man, to be more defensive oriented. But now this is all of a sudden, when you look at the fights he was having against basically, I mean, something worse than a tomato can. I mean, a shit sandwich, right? Then he goes to tomato cans. Then he actually takes some kind of decent opposition. Then he just fizzles off again. But now this is the year, right? So when you take a look at what's out there, okay, you got Adames, a killer. Jamal, you know, ups and downs in his personal life, but you got to still get a man credit, although he hasn't defended his belt in a long time. A killer. Jaime Alkhanuly, a killer. When you look at that and you say, okay, you got Triple G, old man Triple G, grandpa. That's what those G's stand for. Now, out of everyone they can call out and push for, they want to call out Triple G. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, right? For me, what makes it so frustrating is that Munguia has been, he's been a pro for almost a damn decade. And he doesn't really have a defining victory at 160 pounds. And I'm telling you what right now, he had an opportunity to fight for titles already. He doesn't want anything to do with Jaime Alkhanuly. Nothing. He doesn't want anything to do with Carlos Adames at all. Adames should be getting that Jamal Charlo. But we know Jamal is having some issues. Jamal should actually be stripped of that belt. And that should be, and Adames should be, he should be upgraded to a full-blown WBC champion. So who knows what's going to happen with Jamal. But what I'm getting at is Munguia and De La Hoya, they don't want nothing to do with those guys. They're looking at Triple G. Now, Abel Sanchez has gone on record and said he believes that Triple G has slowed down just a bit. And I'm going to tell you that I also believe Triple G has slowed down just a bit. I'm not just saying it because of the Canelo fight that recently happened. No, I'm looking at the fight before that as well. He has slowed down. He has. There's nothing to argue. There's no argument there. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. I honestly believe Triple G still has more than enough to get in a fight with Munguia and stop him. But what De La Hoya and Munguia are doing is they're saying, you know what? This is a big name. Eubank Jr. dropped the ball. He lost against Liam Smith. Now Triple G was looking to fight Eubank Jr. That's all falling apart now. So now they're trying to insert themselves into the picture and try to pick off an old Triple G. Now, at the same time, this is the other thing to look at. Fighting Adames, fighting Alkhanuly, you had to fight. Each fighter has one belt. So to get two belts, you got to fight each of them. So that's two fights. But if he comes and he can fight the old Triple G, who they're thinking the old lion, his better days are over. They're about to oust him from the pack, right? He fights Triple G and clips him. He picks up two belts at 160. Simple. Now, some people don't really understand that because Triple G, I think he has the WBA and the IBF. So this is what De La Hoya is trying to do. Trying to put Triple G in what he feels. I mean, he's trying to put Munguia in what he feels is the easiest fight at 160. Out of all these killers, right? We're talking about today. We're not talking about 10 years ago, 5 years ago. We're talking about at this moment in time. Triple G is probably the weakest champion out of everybody at 160. But Triple G is not stupid either. Triple G could easily go in there and fight Adames. They could sit there, man, and go and fight Alkhanuly. You know, Jamal and Triple G would be a great fight. But Jamal has the stuff going on. But, you know, these sanctioning bodies come together. Triple G has mandatories. He has two belts. But De La Hoya is trying his best to get Munguia into play. Now, let me pull something up real quick because since we're talking about it, I want to look at something I didn't look at. But I'm going to pull it up since I got you guys on here because I think at least we need to look at this to kind of understand just if it's even possible for what's his name to even get a shot at all that. So let me pull that up real quick, man, because I'm not sure. I'm not sure where Munguia is in the whole mix when it comes to all of this, man. So let's not this one. Let's go back here real quick. Let's see. Pull it up real quick. Here we go. He's fighting at 160, right? So let's pull that up, and let's see what we have. Okay, there it goes. It just populated. So let me show you guys something that I'm looking at here. Let me make this a little smaller for you. Okay, so when we look at what's going on here at 160, okay, you got, so this is how they had, the ring has them rack and stack. You know, Munguia's there at number 3. You got Alkhanuly, Eubank Jr. He'll probably fall down. Adames, all right? These other guys don't even really matter. But when you come on down, let's take a look at, this is what we want to look at here, okay? So these are the sanctioning bodies, the WBO, IBF, WBC, WBA. And they've all been updated as of 1 Feb, 12 Jan, 5 Jan, 2 Jan. So fairly recently. But when you look, the mandatory for the WBO, Jaime Munguia, he's in the number 1 spot. They don't want Munguia to fight him. They don't feel Munguia can beat him. Now, we're not worried about the rest of the people on this list. We're solely talking about Munguia, right? You come, so that's where he is in the WBO. That should be the fight to make. You come on over to the IBF. Where is Munguia on here? Let's see. Is Munguia anywhere, ranked anywhere for this IBF? You come all the way down. Munguia is not on here at all. Okay? So let's come on over here and look at the WBC. Jaime Munguia is ranked number 1 for Jamal Charlo Carlos Adames, right? He's the number 1. But then you come over here and you look for the WBA, right? Where is Jaime Munguia on here? He is not on here at all. He's not on there. So this is what I'm telling y'all when it comes to Oscar De La Hoya. Munguia is the mandatory to Adames and Alkhanuly, right? He's the number 1. He should be made the mandatory. And then for the WBC, Munguia is the number 1 spot. If Adames and Charlo aren't fighting, one of them Adames should be fighting Munguia. Munguia is in position to where he has a fight. Well, even Charlo. These are the 3 toughest fights out of all the champions. Golovkin will probably be the easiest fight because he's a lot older and he's slowed down a bit. So when you look at that, right, and how De La Hoya and Munguia and the team, and how they're calling out, where is this thing, man? How they're calling out, what's his name, Triple G. That should tell you, man, that what they're trying to do. They're looking for an easy kill. Why sit there? He's not even in the rankings, man. But they're trying to work a deal to get him to where he can fight Golovkin. Absolutely insane. Now that is what you call a duck. And I'm just telling you that right now. Because I think if Munguia was to fight Adames and Alkhanuly or Adames, he would get a life-changing beating. And I think De La Hoya knows that. He may not have that conversation with Munguia, but he knows the easiest. None of the fights are easy, but the best chance of winning, I'll put it to you that way, is for him to go out there and take a shot at Golovkin. Because I tell you what, Golovkin, he has enough to weather the Munguia storm. Whether he has enough to rally towards the end of the fight to pull off the upset win or knock Munguia out, I'm just not sure. But Golovkin has even talked about, man, dropping down in weight if he had to. But I just want to say this. De La Hoya is taking it to the stupid. Your Munguia is right there in line to fight for some serious hardware. Hey, he's been doing this for over 10 years. It's time for a signature win, signature victory. He's fought and worked his way up to earn an opportunity to fight either Jamal or Adames or fight Alkhanuly. What are we doing here? You're going to sit here, man, and duck those guys to try to get Grandpa Golovkin? Come on, man. That's madness. But anyway, Abel Sanchez had a lot to say about that because he knows that he nurtured Golovkin. He feels Golovkin has enough to beat Munguia. I'm not so sure Golovkin has enough to beat Munguia. But I do think when you look at the opposition that Munguia's faced, it's going to be like the guy Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez, right? The man decided to get in there. He's coming off a fantastic record, had all his fights in Mexico like Munguia. Came over to the States, was looking kind of good, tall, big, strong. Got in there with Bivol. All she wrote. All downhill. You know what I mean? I think that's going to be the same thing I think a lot of people feel like it could be the same thing if Munguia steps in there with Triple G. I'm going to sit here and try to be fair. And I think with Eric Morales in Munguia's corner, the tweaks he's been able to make as far as Munguia, his performances in the ring, I think Eric Morales and Munguia, who is a very durable fighter and a very ambitious, strong, aggressive fighter, I think Triple G is just slowed too much to be able to handle a guy like Munguia. Don't get me wrong, power is the last thing to go. If he catches Munguia, because Munguia can be hurt. If he catches the alien, because that's what Munguia looks, he looks like a damn alien to me. If he catches him, he may send him back to Pluto somewhere because Triple G hits hard, and Munguia doesn't have the Canelo defense. Munguia doesn't have the Canelo head movement. That's all I'm saying. But that being said, Oscar De La Hoya, I just showed you, Munguia is in position for title shots. But De La Hoya is taking it to the stupid and trying to line him up for what they feel is a more winnable fight. And he could get 2 belts off of one fight. And then now he's in he's the A side. He calls the shots. Now, smart business, no doubt, but I'm not one to call fighters ducks. But I think I'm going to make the exception for this right now. And I'm going to go ahead and say Jaime Munguia. What did I say duck in Spanish? El pavo. The man is a duck. Él es un pavo. That's what he is. He's a damn duck. Yo, man, roll some stones. Go out there and fight Adames. Fight Alkhanuly, Jaime Alkhanuly. Go fight them, man. Fight Jamal if he can get his stuff together. Don't be scared. Trying to fight the old man Triple G. Grandpa. That being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans. All 7 continents. Munguia and De La Hoya. Duck season. I'm in the breeze.